In this video, I'll demonstrate how to empty the skimmate locker when it's full. The skimmate locker is on the right side of the cabinet, and as you can see here, the liquid is all the way up near the top, and it's connected to the skimmer, and because the skimmer locker is full, it's turned off the skimmer, so it's not actually running, the pump is off. The first step is to go into Apex Fusion and turn off the skimmer outlet so it doesn't accidentally come back on while you're in the middle of emptying the locker. So under EB3 skimmer, click off. For this procedure, you're going to need 2 pieces of folded paper towel and the 2 clips that I store at the left side of the sump cabinet. First, take the paper towel, folded about into quarters, put it underneath the hose and clip it in place. Next, unscrew the hose. It's firmly on here, so give it a good turn. And as you unscrew it, there might be a little bit of ugly liquid that comes out. That's why the paper towel is here to catch it. Once it's disconnected, while still holding it over the paper towel, take your other paper towel and wrap it around the hose to catch any other drips from the back side of the connector. Wrap it completely around and then clip it to the cabinet upright so it can't drip onto the carpet. Next, disconnect the air hose from the skimmate locker from the connector at the top of the cabinet. Just press your fingernail against the connector and pull the tubing out. With everything disconnected, you can now lift the whole assembly out and take it into the garage to empty. Now you can disconnect the lid. First though, take the clip off, fold the paper towel up around the nozzle and clip it again so again it won't leak. Next, just unscrew the 6 thumb screws, just part way, just loosen them, and then rotate the top and lift it straight up. Now there's also a rubber gasket. Make sure you take this gasket off and set it aside. Now it's time to empty the locker. First step, make sure you turn on the water in the sink to flush it down as fast as possible. Hold your nose and pour it out. This stuff is very stinky. Rinse out the container a few times just to get the sediment from the bottom. And it's empty. To reassemble the unit, place the rubber O-ring back in the groove at the top. Make sure it's in the groove. Put the lid back over the thumb screws. Rotate it counterclockwise until it locks. Tighten all the thumb screws firmly. And you want to make sure these are snug because it needs a solid seal on that rubber O-ring so that liquid and odor can't escape while it's in use. Now you can place the locker back in the cabinet. Reattach the hose at the top, the air line. Just push it in firmly into the clip you took it out of. Put the paper towel back down at the bottom and clip it back in place. There's still some gunk that can drip out if you don't. And then reattach the hose. Again, being careful not to get any of the gunk dripping out onto the carpet. Screw it on firmly, just hand tighten till it stops. At this point, you can remove the clip and the paper towel. This little hose just has a piece of a zip tie that kind of tucks it into between the glass of the refugium and the sump, just to hold it in place so the door of the cabinet can close. We're back on. So back in Apex Fusion, go back to your EB3 skimmer outlet, click the on position, and then click back to auto. The reason for clicking on first and then auto is that the automatic position has a 5-minute delay when it starts up the skimmer. That's in case there's ever a power outage or when you're using feed mode, it allows the water in the sump to return to normal operating levels before turning the skimmer on. In this case, the sump water level was already normal. It's okay to turn it on immediately, but then always switch it back to the automatic position so that it follows any of the programming. And last, just confirm that the skimmer is running. You'll see that some liquid is flowing, it's going through the tube, and it's dripping down into the locker. And make sure there are no drips here where the hose is connected. Just make sure it's connected firmly. That's it.